Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people, social anxiety. And we're going to look at two very different, yet, as you'll see, surprisingly complementary ways to manage it. One that's all about modern medicine, and another rooted in the ancient wisdom of yoga.
You know, for a lot of folks, this isn't just some passing worry before a big speech. It's a constant background hum that can really shape their entire world, everything from their career to their closest relationships.
And let's be super clear here, we are not just talking about being a little shy. Social anxiety disorder, or SAD, is a real diagnosable condition where that fear is so intense it can literally get in the way of just living your everyday life.
And it is way more common than you'd probably guess. Get this, at some point in their lives, as many as 1 in 8 people will experience social anxiety disorder. That actually makes it one of the most common anxiety disorders out there.
Okay, so let's really get into it. To understand what we're dealing with, we have to talk about what it actually feels like to live with this day in and day out.
Well, it's not just one single feeling, right? It's more like a chain reaction. It usually starts in the mind, with this constant nagging fear of what other people are thinking. Then your body gets the message and kicks into high alert. Your heart might start pounding, maybe your hands get shaky. So what do? You start avoiding those situations, which of course just leads to this powerful wave of shame and embarrassment. It's a really vicious cycle.
And that internal storm can make totally normal, everyday things feel absolutely terrifying. I mean, think about it. Simple stuff that most of us don't even think twice about, like speaking up in a meeting, making small talk with someone new, or even just eating a meal in front of other people, can feel like a monumental task.
So, how does modern medicine tackle this? Let's take a look at what the science says is happening inside the brain and the kinds of therapies that have been designed to help.
What brain scans show us is pretty fascinating. They often reveal that a part of the brain called the amygdala, which is basically our internal alarm system, is just working overtime. For someone with social anxiety, it's almost like the smoke detector goes off for a piece of burnt toast. It perceives this huge threat in situations that aren't actually dangerous at all.
Now, to help manage that, medication is often a first step. The most common kinds, like SSRIs and SNRIs, they work with the brain's chemical messengers. You can think of them as helping to turn down the sensitivity on that overactive alarm system, which can really help lower those overall feelings of fear and anxiety.
But medication is usually just one piece of the puzzle. The other really big one is a type of therapy called CBT. And this is a very active, hands-on approach. It's like you learn to become a detective of your own mind. First, you spot those anxious thoughts. Then you challenge them, like, are they really 100% true? And finally, you start to gradually and safely face the very situations you've been dreading. It's kind of like a workout for your brain, building totally new and much healthier habits.
All right, let's totally shift gears. What if we looked at this not just through a scientific lens, but through the lens of an ancient practice that's been around for thousands of years? Let's explore the yogic perspective.
There's this great line that says yoga can address both physiological arousal and fear of evaluation. And that really hits the nail on the head. See, yoga isn't just about being flexible. It's a whole system designed to tackle the two things at the very heart of social anxiety: the body's physical stress response and the mind's fear of being judged.
From a yogic point of view, the problem isn't the party itself. It's how attached we are to looking cool and saying all the right things at the party. The anxiety bubbles up because we're so wrapped up in our self-image. So the goal isn't to somehow magically erase fear, but to learn how to stay calm and centered even when that fear decides to show up. And yoga has this amazing toolkit to help with that. The physical postures, called asana, help you release tension and just feel more grounded in your own body. Breathing exercises, or pranayama, are like having a remote control for your nervous system. You can actually calm yourself down in minutes. And meditation? That helps you step back and just observe that inner critic without getting totally swept away by it.
So, look, this isn't about science versus yoga. Not at all. The really powerful idea here is how these two worlds can come together to create a truly integrated path forward.
And you can see how they just fit together so perfectly. Modern medicine tends to focus on reducing the fear itself and rewriting those negative thoughts. Yoga, on the other hand, is more focused on balancing the body's automatic fight or flight response. So one targets the what, the fear, while the other targets how our bodies actually experience it. And when you put them side by side, you really see their unique strengths. Medical treatments can often work faster, which is great, but sometimes the benefits can fade if you stop them. Yoga is more of a gradual build, but with steady practice, it creates this deep, lasting resilience, and with almost no side effects.
This is really where it all comes together. I mean, just imagine using CBT to challenge those anxious thoughts in your head, while at the same time using yoga and breathing to calm your body's physical stress response. This kind of integrated approach tackles the problem from both sides, mind and body, and that can create such a stronger foundation for long-term well-being.
By looking at a challenge like social anxiety through both of these lenses, we get a much richer, fuller picture. It really makes you wonder, by combining the targeted methods of modern science with the holistic, time-tested wisdom of practices like yoga, we might just unlock a more complete and sustainable path to mental wellness for everyone.